it go. Really, I don't really need that just it go. Really, I don't really need that sit go.
Big Dick Boy Takeover! Big Dick Boy! She's killed me.
Isn't this just a piss take that's gone way too far?
Way too far.
So the thing is, all right, we have to firstly address the elephant in the room, and that is, where did this come from?
Well,
And I was thinking about this, and it was the time we were bench pressing, wasn't it?
It was between lockdowns.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, it was, and it just turned into this. What were the boys doing? Were we bench pressing with them?
No.
were the boys all the way down that end?
They were down that end, and
That's
there was
right.
there
And
was a
then-
lot of guttural noises.
There was, and there was a lot of like the.
And the
And the
testosterone.
It wasn't
was
it.
palpable.
It was. It was.
There
It
was
was
a
like
bit
a
going
thick
on.
smoke down there, and we were just down here, just
being
normal
quiet.
bench pressing, like stock standard. Yes, that's right.
Yeah, I do remember that now.
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
they just wanted to keep it all just in-house, little boys club over there, and we
was.
were
Yeah.
just like, no one wanted to bench with us.
No, that's right.
We were just the quiet achievers in
That's
the corner.
right. Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's
quiet
yes. And
achievers.
then they didn't. I reckon they even forgot that we were possibly there.
They did.
Until we literally started running up and like flocking like big dick schlong movements at them and being going, yeah, get it. And I remember being down the end and standing over Kimmy and me going, get it, Kimmy, get it, yeah. And we were like bloody chest bumping and like, what did we have, like the plates hanging between our legs, like swinging our...
Yeah, probably.
And then it just turned into...
Big Dick Boys. Big Dick Boys.
Like just full piss take.
Yeah.
And that's it.
That's
The
it.
origin of
The Big Dick Boys
Yeah,
were born.
that's it.
We were born.
Amen.
Amen.
Yeah.
Hello. And then since then, I think that's the problem. Every time there's this tiny bit of testosterone or something, or one of the boys does something, that's it. Flip the switch and it's like,
Once that.
Dick boy.
and then I remember it's been cemented now because of trying to be politically correct with the calendar, the Men of Wham Bam calendar, and then the stress of it, it's 2020, oh shit, like you can't
do anything.
you can't have a sexy man calendar, you can't have a sexy woman calendar. And I think that was our way of getting around it, is they had all the boys, all these sexy boy photos,
and then
you could call them that.
Just if you want to get in the calendar, you've got to embrace your masculinity.
You do, you have to, don't you? And then
Yeah.
Because everyone's got a bit of
Embrace it.
masculine in them.
in the middle of the year, there we were,
Big dick boy.
Bang.
swinging it around, showing our girth. Yeah, so there you go. So we decided
That's it.
that it was time for a Big Dick Boy takeover. So
100%, it's about time.
Yep, the boys, they like to talk about their things.
We need a fresh perspective.
We do.
Fresh eyes.
Yep. Fresh eyes on the scene. So, and I get, see, a lot of these questions I get all the time, so I've just been banking these questions, and I thought, I know what we'll do. The Big Dick Boys will tackle it. Bring in...
I was going to say
big
bring in
dicks.
the girls, but no, bring in the dig big.
The Dig Big! The Dig Big! We're the Dig Bigs! That's the next t-shirt!
Bring in the dig bigs! I'm a dig
Dig
big.
Big! I love it. Amazing.
Going at it.
Guns blazing. Things swinging. Big girths.
Flying. What goes on in my head, I don't know.
Oh, bless. Well, we're about to find out.
Wow.
We're about to find out. So there you go. Origin story. Big dick. Tick. Now,
Right.
chats. Now, this is, you know what? This is actually a question I get a lot. And I have found it funny over the years, but I was like, this is the great forum for this. Workout hair.
Yeah. It's a big one.
So the boys are just rapidly losing theirs. So
They don't
they
have to
don't
worry
seem to
about
have
it.
the issues that
No.
we do. With like double under hair,
Ugh.
with handstand push-up hair.
Oh, I got a lovely cough from it the other day.
You did. You
Done
were
for
done
the
ready
day.
for work. Yep.
It was
teased
amazing.
up.
Bit of hairspray.
So, thoughts on do you, like, what is the go-to wad hair? Do we have like recommendations on hair ties? What is the go? Like, you're partial to the headband now, Leech.
Yep, just keeps all the frizzy shit out of my face.
Yeah, you can't have anything on your
Because
face.
when you get,
anything.
particularly in summer, and you get sweaty and you got bits of hair sticking to you, it makes
Does it
me
drive you
irate.
mad?
It does.
It drives me mad. I literally sometimes, you know how you can feel it, but you just can't get it.
Yeah,
I
the
will just
wispy
grab
bits
and
that
like
then-
rip it out. If it's that bad in the middle of the workout, I'll just grab and rip.
Yep, absolutely.
Just get out of my face. I just
hate
can't
it.
deal with it.
Curling around, touching
Ugh.
your face. Ugh.
Ugh, sweat's enough.
And if you
Ugh.
get one that's like this one, for those just listening,
Oh.
you're choking yourself.
and it's stuck
And
there.
there's just one, and you're like, and
And
it
it
won't
sticks,
go
doesn't
away.
it?
Yeah, and then you just grab and rip it out.
Yeah.
It's got to be out of my face.
Just get
I
gone.
don't care what it looks like. It's
No.
got to be
Yes,
out of my
it
face.
has to be functional. It has
Yeah.
to be functional. See,
Yeah.
I
And then-
have different ones for different things.
Yeah.
Hair ties, I haven't come across any good ones because they just get too loose after a while, and then double unders, and it just like
It just comes
and then
out.
it falls out.
Yeah, yeah,
So you're constantly
exactly.
retiring your hair.
The only ones I've found are those
Constantly.
Safeway ones.
Do you know what? I still got the pack you got me forever ago.
Yep.
And I guard them with my life. I think I've still got 3 in the pack, and I keep one in the car, one in my gym bag. There's generally one around my wrist, but I've got the spare today.
Got the spare today.
But they're the best I've come
They are
across
because
now.
they're a little bit longer.
Yeah.
They're a little bit longer, but they're a good thickness.
Yes, and I think that's
Yeah.
just that extra wraparound that I need.
That
Yeah,
one extra
that's-
wrap
yeah.
around.
It's just not
Yeah.
The
made for
fifth
that
knot.
extra wraparound.
Those
fifth-
thin little ones, no, you can't get that extra
I
wrap
can't
around.
walk from here to the car.
No, and you couldn't.
This is half of it. Like, I mean, it's a severe issue.
Because your hair hits the rope, doesn't it?
Well, so this is the next. I have different hairstyles for different wad styles. It's like, you know how you like, oh, well, we'll come to that later with wearing different pants for different wad, that's a whole thing
Wow.
in itself. But, so if there's double undies in a wad, I have to braid it. And then I have to tie the braids together
Yeah.
and flip them into each other.
Wow. Yeah.
Because if I just tie it up like low, it just falls out because of the weight. If I just wear braids, they come out the side and it hits the rope. Or it bashes me.
Oh yeah, every time you jump, bang,
Ba-dum,
bang,
ba-dum.
bang,
So
bang.
there's photos of me at comps where I've got like singlets on and it looks like I have really hairy armpits because I've got braids and then I tuck the braids
Yeah.
into my bra straps.
Do you know what?
And
There's
then
one photo
I'm
of
good
you
to go.
that
There
I can
is.
see every now. It pops up around every now and then, and only like weeks ago I had a good look, and I'm like, that's her hair, like her hair tucked under. I'm
Yes.
like, that's what that is.
That is my hair tucked
That is a good
into
strategy.
my
That's-
bra strap because quite literally I can't. That is it. So it's.
I thought you were embracing the no shave movement.
Imagine that. Burn it all off, Leech. Burn it all off.
Get it gone.
That was it.
Just get it gone.
Get off. And there's no chance in hell I could wear a ponytail because A, it would fall out, and B, even if
Yeah.
it was tight enough, the length when
you
jump
jump.
hits the rope and it comes down and whips me in the eyes, and it's very painful. It's more painful than getting myself
It's
with
like
the rope.
getting stabbed, isn't it?
It
It's
is.
actually like pierce.
horrible.
It
Yep.
can pierce.
Yeah. So that's that. And then handstand push-ups pretty much has to be braids as well, but it depends on what it is because you get that movement and the zhuzh
Yeah.
in there. So it's like, well, what's it mixed with?
You look
it's,
frightening by the end of a
do.
handstand push-up.
you do, don't you? Like you
It's
put
just-
your
have
finger
to
in a
accept
socket.
But you can't go for a high ponytail. You can't go for any knob on
Nah.
your head.
Because it literally just
No.
digs into
Just
your
stabs
skull.
in.
Yeah. Yep. And then, that was how you end up with your beautiful hair from the other day when we
Well,
did
I was
handstand
quite
push-ups.
satisfied with it.
Just
I
leave it
just,
for
you know
work.
what? I just went with it.
It's like,
I was like, I'm done.
Maybe you just wear a swimming cap or something to solve all your problems.
Imagine how hot that would be.
Oh
how hot that
yes,
would be.
actually.
Oh, that's disgusting. That would be terrible. We should invent a CrossFit women's cap, like a hairnet cap
That
or something.
breathes,
That breathes.
But
holds
practical
everything
for the
in.
yeah,
Yeah.
for the workout. Workout
Yeah.
appropriate.
Workout
Like,
appropriate.
a whole line of them for each
it'd
handstand
be
push-ups,
like-
double unders, squatting.
Yeah, because that's
The assault bar.
As long as it doesn't
Exactly.
make me feel like I'm working at the deli, I don't mind.
Nah, it'll
with relation to wad hair. And on top of that, I will point out a safety issue with hair that people don't realise, and I've seen it happen to someone when I was coaching them at Buddyong, and I was like, I think you shouldn't. But you cannot wear ponytails or anything like that when you're squatting.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Because I've seen it happen, like as in go in to rack the back squat, miss the rack, catch the ponytail and
bang.
down with it and almost scalp yourself.
There was recently a girl that did that.
No.
On Buttery.
Yeah.
Oh.
And she like broke her legs.
Yeah, broke her legs.
Really?
Yeah. Because the barbell took her right back and, ended up breaking her legs just because of
So legs,
the position that
both
her body
of
had.
them?
There was a lot of weight on the bar. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh. Yeah, see?
So that's a safety concern. That
Tie your
hairdo.
hair up when you squat.
Put your up on like, full blown cone head bun out of the
Yeah.
way, tuck it all up there
Yeah.
and in, and then
Yep.
be safe.
And even another thing is when sometimes you need to ditch the barbell off your back.
Yeah.
So if your hair gets caught up in that, you're going to lose some hair.
Oh, yep, horrendous.
Yep, that's
Jesus
happened before.
creepers.
Yep.
You'll learn the hard way. It's
terrible.
Do it once,
You
you never
don't
do
wanna
it
learn-
again.
you don't wanna learn the hard way.
Learn today.
Don't learn
Have
the
you
hard
been in a
way.
bar fight? Like there's someone, no, I was just squatting and I've
doing
torn
some
my hairline off.
Yep. That's when
Yes.
you want a nice bald patch. Don't learn the hard way.
No.
That's terrible, isn't it?
Just take the advice
Or
on
break
board.
a leg.
Take the advice
That's
on
a bit of
board.
recovery time needed there.
And not one, but
You can tie your
two.
hair up.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Key take-home message. Tie your
Safety.
hair up.
Tie
Safety
your
first.
hair
Just
up.
tie it up.
Yeah, all of it on top of your head.
Yeah. The tighter the better. Get that extra loop in there.
Yeah, and
Just
tuck it
rip
all
right
in.
round.
Tuck it all in.
Yeah.
Yep, perfect.
Loop and tuck. And then tight.
Yeah, the tightness in between sets.
Yeah. It is a thing. It's a whole thing.
It is a whole thing.
And it's important.
It
It doesn't sound important, but it is.
It's important.
very
and
important.
And perfect proof of the pudding is that it is a safety concern.
Yeah. H&S, really?
Incident report filled out. Oh, fucking didn't have her fucking hair tied up. Like, I mean, that's on you, love. Isn't
Honestly,
what she gets.
honestly,
You did this to yourself.
to blame.
it? You did this to
Didn't
yourself.
listen to our advice.
Yes.
Yeah, coaching
And this is
cues,
why, like-
tie your hair up.
Before workouts, before the timer goes off, I get really nervous because I'm like, oh, my hair's tight. Then I've got to run over to my bag and got to get my headband, my hair tied. Then I've got to sit down and tie it up. And I'm like, okay, we can go now.
Kimmy, you
And
are.
poor
your
Timmy and
little-
Finna, and probably
little
you were just like,
routines, coming in your
come
slippers,
on.
organising yourself. It is stressful. I get a little bit stressed.
I know what's going on,
then
though.
by the
It doesn't
time-
look
no,
like
and
it.
then by the time you got to, it's like, okay, Kimmy, you don't have anything on your barbell yet. We're about to start the WOD in 2 minutes.
I get nervous because I don't know if I
and
should
you're
press
like,
it or not.
I don't know what to put on. It's like, Kimmy, just put this on. Hurry up.
Yeah.
Now go and get this.
But it's
Just
also
do colours. I just do colours.
Yeah.
Kim,
See,
you're going to
colours
need
is
a
good.
green
Yes.
and some tiny red
All
ones.
right. So colour. I need to colour code.
Yes.
colour code me because you know it's a whole math thing with
Quick
me
maths.
as well. It's you
Like
got
a
to
female
just
Timmy.
please appreciate the math. It's not okay.
Just go colours.
I'm a nail technician. I'm not
Colours.
a mathematician. Don't confuse the two.
You nailed that word then, Kim. You nailed it.
I did laugh that time when Kimmy was starting to do snatch deficit deadlifts and he had the snatches up on a high rise. I'm like, what's in deficit? Yeah.
Who's in the deficit? Where are they? Hello. Oh, see now this is the difference, isn't it? The big dick boys, we know, we pick up on those tiny little micro things, that the words that you need to know, like deficit.
It's not a surplus, it's a deficit.
I love it. There you go. Hair, tick. Hair, safety concern for one.
Safety first.
Now this rolls on to the next thing because it's the same as the whole setup, the whole gear setup. WOD clothing. So it's like I get asked people ask me to send them links for tights because they're like, what ones don't fall down, what ones aren't see through. Like tops, why can't, we had this discussion recently about we now wear men's t-shirts because of the spaces.
yes.
Exactly.
Never going back.
Yes.
I'm never going back. No, women's cuts can no.
No.
So this is the whole thing, the
is
WOD
the whole
wardrobe, and then on the funniest part about it, which I do laugh at all the time, and you and I do this a lot, I must say, because you glam up for work, it's all right. If Leechy and I get invited to tea, the stress, like if I don't invite me somewhere if I can't wear activewear. Like, just don't. It's too hard. I can't be bothered. I haven't worn a bra for, I reckon we're at 6 years.
You're lucky.
All I do, it's like classic those night crops. Like, but I can't come.
Good crop top.
And I feel like sometimes I'm like, I have to go to this thing. And I do what you do. I'll compromise. I'll put the jeans on, but I'll wear a robe T-shirt.
100%. That's it. That's the classic go-to now.
Isn't it? And you go to work like that, don't you?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. That's where we're at.
New era of professionalism.
It's like active casual.
Maybe I should just
gotta be
start wearing
comfortable.
like a chill skirt with a robe T-shirt to work.
See
I'll
what
just start a
happens.
new trend.
Just see what happens.
I don't do heels anymore. I can't. I just like, no, never again.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, that's fair enough though. Was the last time that you wore heels when we had to actually go to an event that we literally could not wear activewear and we had to specifically go dress shopping and it was
We had to
very
specifically,
stressful.
Abby knew there's one place that we can go to get a dress.
Cook eye, lycra.
Yeah, we needed lycra
Yeah,
because
you can't put
it's
these
life.
lats in anything. Like you could do up a
Yes.
dress without like
Yes.
no zips, just spandex.
I had this awful experience where I was going to a traditional
Oh yes.
wedding, an Indian wedding, and I was going to wear the clothes, and I left it a bit last minute, but everything is so petite, and I'm stuck in the actual cubicle
Okay.
trying to get these very finely
Petite.
made dresses on
On your own.
my own, stuck in there.
You know, the
I can't get
traditional
out of the
Indian-
dress. I'm like stuck in the dress like this
Stuck in
because
it.
it won't go over my
No.
shoulders. And then I did find a dress, and I ended up ripping on the day anyway.
But that is what happens. That is what happens. So no, I have torn. So when I first started CrossFit, obviously my lats decided to come to the party, and I just started to do this. I remember it was when I was like I had a work uniform, work uniform.
Oh, no give, no stretch.
I got stuck in it one day, stuck in the work uniform so bad that I came out to the kitchen. Shannon had to cut it. I could not get it off. I was
Wow.
losing circulation.
Oh my god.
Shannon had to cut the shirt.
Just rip it.
He had to cut the shirt to get it off. So that was the first work
Oh,
issue.
dear.
The second one was I have torn the bum out of like multiple work pants because it was a uniform done by like the company or whatever. They're not like I can go to Takeover and get some stretchy suit pants
Just
or
pick
whatever.
a pair of black pants and you go find them. Yeah.
No, absolutely. So it was that. So I've torn the bum out of pants. I mean, that happens a lot. But then the funniest one was when I was in a pinafore, a work pinafore, just going about my business. There was a little bit of stretch in it. It's like, you know, like a short-sleeved pinafore. And I literally went to a customer like this. They're just...
And it ripped, didn't it?
tore all the way down here like this. And the manager was in absolute fits of laughter. And she came across and she said, "You've just hulked out of the work pinafore." And I was like, what am I going to do? You know what they did? They ordered...
$200 pinafore.
Yeah, they ordered me a polo. They ordered me a polo.
That was nice of them.
They ordered me a polo because I literally was like, I don't know, like there's no, because I couldn't wear the shirts.
Yeah.
Because I had, you know, issues because obviously to get ones to fit in here, they were like massive smocks and
And
it was not a
cotton's got no
tuck-in
give in
shirt.
it.
No,
It doesn't, there's no stretch,
and
no
yeah, so I
give.
hulked out of a pinafore.
No.
So, yeah.
I want to hulk out of the pinafore.
Still, it was very embarrassing. I was like, oh my God, that's just happened. Like, that's horrendous.
Well, I guess when you're at work as well.
Yeah. So I just had like
And it's like you
cardigan
don't
over.
explain your life story as to why you just hulked out of that.
Well, I'm not going to turn
You
to the
just
customer
go,
and go, well, I
"Oh,
can actually
sorry."
overhead squat you.
Yeah.
That's why I've just torn
So I've
my
just
work
hulked
clothes.
out of that.
Yeah, so that was the awkwardness, but yeah, it's a rough go. Like
Yeah.
don't invite me if I can't wear
You can't wear
activewear
activewear.
because it's just too stressful. Like dinner's alright because as I said, you can get away with jeans
Jeans. Nice runners even.
and a bit. Nice runners.
Nice
Yes.
runners.
I've got classic white Reeboks. Mm-hmm. They get a good run when we go out for dinner.
Because they're the nice ones. You
They're
can
the
wear them out
nice
for dinner,
ones. That's
to the
exactly
movies,
right.
going somewhere.
That's
Yep.
exactly right. Yep.
Yeah.
So that's the issue
That's
there.
a thing.
Yep.
I just don't go out, basically.
I know. You'll be like me.
Yeah.
Where am I going? Home or the gym? Or for food?
Yeah.
Yep. But not going to sit somewhere for food. I'd rather get the takeaway
And come home.
and then sit and eat the
100%.
food. Like
either
home-
in your activewear or change straight into pajamas.
Yeah, pajamas.
Just-
It's either activewear or pajamas.
Yeah.
That is it.
Isn't it?
There
Isn't
should be
it?
no other options.
No. Can you imagine?
And I do like getting dressed up, but I always love taking it all off and just putting trackies, pajamas, or if I'm coming to the gym, activewear on.
Yep.
Just straight on.
That's amazing.
It's just comfortable. You don't have to constantly adjust everything and
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, you can
But when you are a middle-aged mum of
Yeah,
three
see-
and you rock up to the primary
Leach gets
school
in trouble.
in your booty shorts, you get in trouble. The kids are just like, Mum, that's not normal. Don't do it.
See,
I'd be like, "Yes, Mum!"
I had a bone to pick. I was like, no. Now, hang on a minute, right? Now, no, like I'm not,
What you saying about my booty?
nothing against everyone else rocking up to school, pick up, drop off and what they've got on. I don't, like, that's all on them. It's freedom. It's 2021.
freedom.
However, rocking up to school, drop off and pick up in bacon and egg booty shorts is a big fucking tick.
That's a tick.
Like, who doesn't go, yeah,
Not
that's
just
my mum.
booty shorts, but
That's,
they've got bacon
That's
and
my
eggs.
mum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My kids
Yeah.
will, I reckon in 20 years' time,
I would
they'll
be
look back
okay
on
with
that
it.
moment, and
Yeah.
so that was a pivotal moment in their lives.
I reckon it was. It was a pivotal moment in my life. because I got concerned. I hadn't had nutty yet. And I was like, if this is the standard, like I'm cooked. I'm not going to be able to, like I'm going to get reported to like child services as a parent then because, right, I'm not
feel like there's
wearing,
a
I'm
bit
not special outfitting just to go to drop
I don't
off.
have time to get changed between 6 a.m. wads, getting kids organised
My
for school.
question
Yeah.
is, if you went in your pajamas, would they have the same
Reaction?
feel?
I don't know, maybe. I think now in COVID times, I don't think anyone pays any attention, do they? I think everyone's
Surely not.
very hard to transition out of pyjamas.
It is. That's what I'm saying.
There are a lot of very nice pyjamas these days.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, this is true.
Well, I do.
Admittedly, I think I wear activewear to bed, so
You just retire. It's like the old
theatre pub t-shirts,
old t-shirts that you either ordered in the wrong size.
some old shorts, some active shorts that I've retired from.
Yeah,
definitely.
So it's my retired activewear.
It is,
Yeah.
isn't it? It's like old comp tees.
That's it.
I like
mine-
that. Retired
There's
activewear.
no lingerie nighty or anything going on.
Well, you wouldn't be able
Oh.
to fit the lats in
There
there,
wouldn't
would
get the
you?
lats in
Does
those
anyone
times.
actually do that?
I mean, who goes to bed like that?
No.
I don't know
I
about
could
this.
never get my lats in a, what are you
You'd
called?
be hulking out of your lingerie.
What are they called? I don't even know.
Negligee. Negligee.
There's always, there's a
If I was
theory and
to
everyone
try
says
and
it,
get
but
in
does
a
anyone
size
actually wear them
12
to bed?
slip
I
or
don't think
something,
so.
it would
Can
just
you
be-
Or a
imagine?
slip.
There's no stretch in
slip.
Who
satin.
actually sleeps in a slip?
There's no stretch in satin.
No.
Nah.
No stretch.
Nah.
No
That's.
stretch and slip.
Trust us.
Oh, can you imagine?
No.
Oh god. Well, imagine Shannon coming out and I'm like, hey, I'm getting in bed. Like, are you sick?
You wouldn't actually be able to, if you wanted to do it,
Are you
wouldn't actually be
dying?
able to get it off. You'd be stuck in that
What are
awkward
you
moment.
doing?
You're just gonna have to hold it up. You're just gonna have to hold it up because I can't get it
I've got
off.
one arm out. Just
You know what? Just hold it half up and that's it. That'd be awkward, wouldn't it?
Just get the
reminiscent
scissors.
of
You wouldn't wanna
Caesar
spoil
leech
the
because you get them. You'd have the operating theatre shakes up and just toss it up. Flashbacks of the Caesar. Hi, honey. Oh Lord.
at least you've got some mobility that you can probably contortion your
Contort
way out.
myself
Whereas I'm
out.
like stuck in my, no mobility. I can't get this off. Like,
Dino, I haven't
do I?
go watered today.
I struggle to get the night bras off some days.
I know.
Like,
Yeah.
my
I know.
shoulders just won't
That's
go.
one thing I'm grateful
yeah.
of my thoracic mobility for getting
Oh,
bathers and sweaty crops on and off.
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there are times where I've been stuck. And
I'm very grateful for the ones that fully unclip and you can just take them off, but the ones where you have
so I
to...
can't reach those.
Oh, see, oh.
You'd have to do the old school flip and twist.
I grew up when I wore normal bras back, back in the heyday. I always clipped from the front and had to
And
turn
did the
around.
zhoosh. Oh, see, I was an in and then just a clip and then a pull them out into the area.
Oh, yeah.
I think because it was on the larger bus side, there was 3 that I had to get in. And there was always, it was do that like it was.
Oh, was it the middle one? Did you get the top and the bottom but never the middle?
Never the middle.
Never the
Like,
middle.
just-
There you go.
So those days are behind me. Never wearing one of those again.
You know what? That's what I love about CrossFit, that you can bench press your boobs away.
Yep.
It's the best thing ever.
Get them gone.
In fact, that's been the best. Like, because I did want to get a boob reduction
Oh, yeah.
at some point. Well, I contemplated. I just didn't like them. They're just getting in the way.
They're annoying.
It's
Yeah, I know.
annoying.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that, and then CrossFit's been the best thing.
Hasn't it?
Yep.
Because I was the same. I was actually, shock horror, I was a half cup D.
Wow.
Yes. That is the difference that CrossFit makes when people go.
Wow.
Well, I was always double D. Then when kids, it was like E. I was out of control.
Yeah.
But then boobs are fat, and you can
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah. Yep. 2 fat sacks.
you can bench
It's funny
press
because
those boobs
you can
away.
bench
Back in
press
the
them
day,
away.
before I was a
They
Wham
distribute-
Bammer, I wanted to do the opposite.
Oh,
There was serious
Oh.
stages I was going through to do the opposite of what you just said.
Get some put in there.
And then I was like,
Imagine.
came to CrossFit, I'm like, nah.
Can you imagine?
And you know what, sometimes I do if I went through with it.
Yeah.
Now I think, I don't know, like I may have regretted it. Nothing against people that
I know
do it.
people. I know
Nothing
people
against
that
it
have
at all.
started CrossFit and they've had them
but
taken
when
out.
they botch it up,
And
or
that's
when
what I
there's
think now
things
is-
that go wrong, it's
Oh, well, then you got to
destroys
go
people's lives,
mentally process all that. You got to think about all that as well.
yeah.
And where you're going to go and yeah. But no, I'm so glad I did it.
I know.
Yeah.
How's that? That's amazing. There you go.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I love me now a little bit of well-defined muscular pec, like not that I'll ever get there, but the CrossFit Games athletes.
I
mean,
know. I know.
I
And
want
you know
some of
what?
that
Body goals.
Body goals.
When, you know how I'm sure I've said it to both of you. Whatever workout is happening, double unders, jumping, the bouncing. You got to what crop top am I going to wear for this workout? Like if there's a lot of
Yeah.
bouncing, I need one that's really supportive.
See, I reckon I've got PTSD from dancing. I like to have them in the right spot for every WOD.
Yeah, I'm the
Okay.
same.
So I've like retired t-shirts. I have
Retired crop
retired crop tops, and they are for coaching purposes only.
Yeah.
They are for
Right.
coaching purposes only. The retired and like around the house ones.
Yeah.
And then I go through.
Cycle them.
Yeah, and they get cycled through because I
Yeah.
cannot stand any movement.
Yes.
At
No-
all
no movement.
whatsoever.
Because I've
No.
made a mistake of, when you get ones that are a bit more comfortable, but they've got the bit more stretch in them.
Yeah.
They feel everything.
And then they do this.
And then they creep down, and you're doing burpees, and you've got
And
one of
then-
those singlet tops off, and you're like,
Yeah.
am I going to spill out? I'm
Yeah.
really
Well, it's
concerned
like when
here.
they went through
Yeah.
that phase. Remember that phase with
It's-
the good dudes and the mayhem, and even we've got some rogue ones of those like almost spaghetti strap.
Yeah.
They all had the same singlets, and then with that scooped bottom,
Yeah.
and every single
Everything just
time
goes
they just
down.
did this.
They just fall and fall
yeah,
and fall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was terrible. It was
And then you
very
get
annoying,
paranoid
though.
during your workout because you're like,
Oh, have they fallen out? Hello.
But the problem is,
constantly
this is where we go.
adjusting.
We're back
See
to
the
the bloody
adjusting.
men's shirts situation.
yes!
Because
Yes,
the options for
yes.
the women are just these singlets.
That are really
yes.
low carb.
I know. So this is the issue. This is where the men's shirt thing started. The rich Froning navy and white Rogue t-shirt.
Ah.
I loved that when it came
Okay.
out when I was at CrossFit Ballarat, I think it was. And I was like, I really want that t-shirt.
And they
I
didn't have
watched
it in
and I watched
women's?
and I watched. We didn't have nearly all the women's Rogue anyway, which they're more of a fitted t-shirt.
Yeah,
They're-
I save them
they're
for
your
my work.
jeans.
That's my work.
They're work. Yeah, they're with the going out. They're the going out for
With the
tea
nice
road
white runners
t-shirts,
with the jeans.
the more
Yeah.
fitted numbers.
Yeah.
But I watched and I watched and I watched, and I was so I was pissed. I was like, this is shit. Like, make it. And they had the singlet and the this and that, and I'm like, just make the t-shirt in the women's one.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, there was a change on the website, and they started making men's Rogue extra small. So I'm like, well, I'm just going to order extra small then, see what
Yeah.
happens. It came. We did a boomerang, I think, that day because I was that excited. I did a boomerang, and that was it. That was the turning point, wasn't it?
And it
then
fit and
from
it was
there,
perfect.
it was Schmicko.
Yeah, but I like a little bit of room.
Right.
If I'm working out and
Yep.
you get hot, things being sort of tight on you.
Yeah, the movement here I like. I don't like this bunching up under my armpits
Nah.
and getting
So
cut off.
my new red men's small game day t-shirt.
Oh, all over it.
Like I don't feel that need of I've just got to get it off. I've got to get out of
Yep.
this.
Yep.
And it's just that, and it's a different material that they seem to
It is
make
different
them
material.
Yeah.
It is. Why isn't it the same material?
I know, it's softer.
I
Why
wish
do
I'd
they
gotten
get it
onto this
softer?
earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, me too, because I've got like a look at my wardrobe sometimes, like, I wish I had this rogue and that rogue and that rogue in the men's. And you know what I love? I love the length.
Yes. It's
I
not
like-
that awkward length.
Yeah, I like the length of the men's ones because the women's ones, like if I'm like demonstrating something or doing something and it's not
Yeah.
like a deliberate crop tee or whatever,
And then it
just
becomes-
creeps up into this weird sort of
Yeah.
shape and I feel like a box person. Like I just feel like a big square sort of like...
Yeah, it's that awkward. Is it meant to be
is it
a
here?
crop, but it's
Is
not a
it
crop,
there?
but it's meant to be like men's,
Yeah.
but it's not?
Yeah.
What is it?
What even is it? So there you go.
Logistical problems.
Logistical problems. And then, and that obviously carries us across into the leggings.
The leggings. Oh. Squat-proof leggings, non-slip leggings, slip down
Don't have
as
to
in
pull
slip
them out of your ass
down.
crack leggings.
Yeah,
that's
constantly
then the shorts
adjusting
issue.
everything.
I mean, the shorts issue is terrible. That's
And
just
then the shorts issue.
my Bermuda Triangle just of bum just eats. It doesn't matter. It's like you're trying to do something and you look and you think, I look like I'm wearing jocks.
Where are they?
And then I call it moon face and the magic faraway tree pops out and it's these two little, like, my bum cheeks come out of the bottom and I'm like, these are large. Like, you can't
These
get
are
much,
actually a
you
size
can't
large.
get much more fabric than that. I don't know where, like, can I tuck it in somewhere? I don't know. It's very stressful. It's very, very stressful.
It
but
is.
but
It's
we
serious.
now know why. Because of the self-applause, clearly that's which I don't know, Leechy doesn't know this, does she? So, the other day,
She's like, yes, tell me.
I'm about to bath my daughter, and I was in my like I'd had a shower, I was in jammy pants, and that was like just normal stock stand. I've got Nutty, and she's looking in the mirror, and we're going, what are you doing? And what are you doing? And what are you doing? Like, doing a bit of a, like, hi, honey.
Bit of a jig.
And I was like, what? And I looked, you're going to just die. I looked down and I said, Shannon, why are you clapping us? And he looks up at me and he's like, I'm not. He said, you clap yourself. My bum cheeks were like applauding whilst I was moving, and then he goes on to tell me, unbeknownst to me, yeah, you self-applaud every time you jump down off the pull-up rig. The music's just loud.
Oh, Shannon.
Shannon! No!
So not only in my start of my coaching career did I continue to wipe the bottom part of the whiteboard off, and people with me for about 6 months until Glenn Sheehan, thank you Glenn, came up to me and he goes, you're actually wiping it off when you're showing your stuff with your own bum.
Right.
So I'm now applauding myself. So there you go. That's where we're at, Leech.
That's where it's at.
I'm applauding myself, and clearly that's why there is no self-containment within shorts or anything.
I think you've just got to just let it be free.
Yeah,
and
but I
just
think that's
accept
okay.
you for who you are.
Yeah.
I feel awkward. It's very awkward, isn't it?
It's awkward, but I just go with it.
Just roll with
Just,
it, you reckon?
just go with it. I just appreciate a really good booty. Take it however you want. It's just, it's great.
Clapping itself, eating its own shorts. The list goes on. But you know what then? That's the next thing is in winter is you have to do the check when you do the tights. And every woman will know when you're in the change room and you do this.
Thank you.
Yes, to check.
Yes.
To check if it's see-through.
Yeah.
Those just listening, just spreading the legs, bending over and seeing
So you
if you
spread
can...
the legs
Just
and
spread
then
the legs,
bend over.
bend over.
Yeah, do the check.
And
do
just
the check in the change room, it's
if you can see
okay.
your bum through the tights.
Through the tights.
Why would they make
And
them?
can I ask, because I'm not an
I don't
expert,
know. It's a
I'm
huge
still
deal.
a bit naive when it comes to this. will you wear white underpants just to make sure that it's fully opaque?
Well, see, you'd be the same issue as me. I can't wear, I literally
Okay.
cannot wear regular jocks.
Okay.
I'm just a banger person.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because the amount of fabric required to cover the circumference, the size you've got to get, you can't keep them up because it's too big. So that's unfortunately, I'm reserved for bed jocks only.
Okay.
And then it just has to hang out there, and so that's the issue. If it's see-through, I feel like people would think maybe I wasn't wearing jocks, and that is very concerning.
Well, yeah,
because that's a thing.
That's the yes.
Did you know that's a thing?
Because the seams go
This
right
made me
down
think
of the
It
leggings.
creeps me out.
Yeah.
No, it's a thing, isn't it?
No, it is a thing.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
There
a
was
thing.
like some weird magazine that did a vote, and I was absolutely flabbergasted at the amount of people who don't wear any jocks under their tights.
Yeah, no jocks, no undies, no G-bang, no nothing.
Oh.
Nothing.
Just free
Flow.
flapping under the... I was going to say free balling.
Free balling.
Free balling, but free flapping.
Free balling.
Free flapping under their tights.
Yeah.
Like no wonder there's camel toes everywhere.
Oh, that's
She's done.
it's.
But really though,
Leech, you don't want a camel toe with shoes.
it's terrible.
We don't. Okay.
No.
No.
So, but you know what I do? It, depending on the colour of the tights, is depending on the colour of the tights, yes, I do. Like, I wear tan ones if I've got, like, white shorts on because obviously I don't want to get
That's
around
the
with, like, a
thing.
big black
I don't-
triangle on the front
like
of
the
me.
whole white comment against tan skin tone. I personally would suggest the skin tone.
Yeah, so I go,
If you've got white on, go the skin tone.
Yeah.
G-bang undies, whatever you're wearing.
Yep.
I don't think I own white.
No, I don't think I've got
undergarments.
any whites either.
G-banger undies, nothing.
Yeah, I don't
It's
have
either
any whites
black
either.
or tan.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's really it.
Yep. Or mine go out of stock a lot, so I have a lot of fluoro colours for no apparent reason.
Oh.
I'm very particular with the banger. Even poor Shannon, he knows if it's in Big W and the sizes there, he'll be like, "Oh, I found some of your jocks.
Yeah, good boy.
They had them in stock.
Good boy, Shan.
He's on.
Good boy.
He's on.
Yeah.
Man.
It's a stressful. See, there you go. Underwear is stressful. The whole outfit thing is stressful.
Yeah.
It is stressful.
I mean-
and it's when they shimmy their way down. They got to stay up.
Oh, that
When
I
they
hate
shimmy
having
down.
to pull my pants up midway through a wad.
They've got to stay in place.
Or
They
just
have to.
constantly,
And you need
each
to do
step,
some. You
you
need
have
to do some
Yeah.
burpees and squats and stuff in
Yeah.
the change.
Yeah,
rooms.
definitely. You have to squat.
Yeah.
You have to check if they're see-through. Do some burpees. Run around on the spot because then
Yeah.
on top of that, then there's the other thing of running. I mean, I for one, fatty chafe legs. I can't run in shorts.
chafage, yeah.
My own thighs would set on fire. I think.
Yeah. And I'm a fan of the high waist. After three
Oh,
kids,
yeah.
I like
Yeah.
to tuck everything in.
I like the high waist.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
It
even
makes
if
me
you get a
feel
tiny,
secure.
if you get a tiny bit of
Yeah.
slippage, it's not as bad.
It's not as bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also for curvier women,
Yeah.
I
how she
prefer
points to me.
high-waisted because
Yes.
any
It digs
movement in
in.
anything, once it slips down, you
Yeah,
know how
comes your
there's
bum.
all the straight stuff's in, for really, no offense, but really tall, skinny, slim girls,
Yes.
they can
Yeah.
wear straight-lined anything and it doesn't move and it just sits there.
Yep.
But for curvier girls, it rides up. So if you've got denim shorts on or something,
Yeah, they're
they'll
up
just
around
keep
here,
riding
and they just
up.
keep folding up until they're
Oh.
jocks. Until they're jocks.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's just like,
Yeah, and you got to pull down in between while you're
Yeah.
walking and doing stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's horrendous.
so I prefer
Yep.
when I'm training the high-waisted because
Yep.
it stays there.
and
just
it
sits there.
That's exactly right.
It's such a good time.
It's like
Yes.
now they're doing, that's why I love the Nike tights, the leggings with the double inseam. So there's extra fabric.
Is it like
so
it
those
splits like
too
that?
Yeah.
Yes.
So when we need the extra fabric in this
Yeah.
area, it's not like, the back seams aren't under duress. Well, that leads us into a question that people ask me a lot, and I'm like, I don't know, talk to Kim. How do you train with nails? You know what mine are like. Mine grow like weeds, and
Yeah.
you laugh at me.
Yeah.
But then I get irritated and have to chop them off all the time because I hate having any. How do you
so
go
you're
with
one
nails?
of those people,
Yeah.
in a good way, that has great nails naturally, and just clip.
Yep.
Because they're too good,
every
they grow
2
so
weeks.
well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
constantly.
It's a good thing.
Yeah, it's annoying.
It's great. it's annoying.
So how do you go with nails?
It depends on the workout. It
Do you
depends
stab
on-
yourself?
Yes. Yeah, that's when I know they're getting too long, especially with bar work, like overhead anything.
Imagine that.
You know, when you're under stress and
cause
you're
me
just trying
stress.
to...
Oh, I'm stressed.
And they dig right in. I've actually bruised my palms. From
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah, I've actually had bruises on my palms from... So even if I just do that for a second, you can see it. So imagine during like a whole with, 15 overhead squats,
Have
3
you ever,
rounds,
have you
whatever.
You
ever
have to have
snapped it
good
off that way?
nails. I mean,
No.
No. So you
No.
never snapped it off that way. I feel
Not
like I'd be
training.
doing something really
gee,
stupid, like
specifically-
mid-burpee or
Oh,
something.
yeah, specifically training, I've never broken a nail.
There you go.
Like, never snapped one off, but I've definitely broken them doing various other things. But yeah, when
there
I
you
used
go.
to play basketball years ago, you'd get that,
Yeah, that's
and you'd
terrible.
be like, "Whoo." Obviously they were taped, or there was the time where you wore the gloves, that was just a bad time. But yeah, they were just straight off.
Straight off. Yeah, see, I couldn't do
but
it.
when you're a nail technician, I guess that's what you've
Well,
just
you
got
do
to
have
learn
to do
to
what
live
you have
with.
to do.
But like, did you play netball back in the day?
No, I
Like,
was never a
'cause I mean,
netballer.
didn't
Good
you have
girl.
basketballer.
Were you anti-netball because you had to, show
I'm an
your-
anti-netball because a ball is made to bounce. And contact is a good thing.
100%.
Piss me off.
Non-contact sport.
Remember they would always go around and check how long your nails were.
Yeah. And I couldn't grasp, when I tried netball once, pivot!
Yeah.
I'm a pivoter. From
Yeah.
basketball, I'm a pivoter. You can't pivot in
You can't
netball.
move. I don't understand the point of it.
I don't know.
And
it
I
made me
feel bad
really
if that offends anybody,
anxious.
but it causes me a lot of stress.
Yeah.
And you've only got to ask Shannon. I once left him at Major League.
Your knees aren't made for netball, mate.
God no. No, I've got banned from Major League, and I left Shannon there. Told him to find his own way home. Mum warned him. She said, "Do not ask her to play netball." What did he do? Come on, please. I need for the work team. I was like, Shannon, don't do it. Like the bib. I hate the bib. Like that. The bib. And then like.
Speaking
what
about
do you, what do you
active wear
do?
and being uncomfortable.
Yeah,
Let's
I was
just put a bib
irate.
on top of what
I
you're
think
wearing.
Are they quarters? I think I lasted one until like the thing, and I literally just like threw the bib, and I was like, "Find your own way home," and off I went.
I'm out.
Yep,
Fucker out.
go out. Yep, absolutely. Yep, there you go.
Yeah, no,
well, there you
it's
see.
not.
I'm interested to know that because people ask me all the time about the nails, and I was like, "Well, I don't know. Ask him."
I just love doing CrossFit so much. The nails
You
have
make
to
it
suffer
work.
if they have to. If they get too long, I'll just take them back. I just make it work.
Yeah, that's good. So there you go.
Yeah,
You make it work.
Yep.
Now here we go. How hard is it when you're like, okay, so you're a strong female, you're more than capable, and
Unbeknownst to some people.
unbeknownst to some people, you might just be in Bunnings getting some things or whatever. Yeah. And how awkward is it? Because you don't want to be that feminist Nazi who's against chivalry,
Yes.
but at the same time, you're like, mate, I can carry my fucking potty mix.
I got this. I know it looks like you don't have this, but you're like,
But
yeah,
I've got this. Like, and then you know what? And then I feel awkward when people. Do you find it awkward when people try and force it on you?
Yeah. Oh, yep.
I
Like
don't.
they're
I-
already-
and you know what the concerning thing is? Most of the time when people try and force it on you, I look at them and I'm like,
do
I could
you
literally
not
pick you up in a plank and overhead squat
Yeah.
you standing here. Like,
Yeah.
I said, oh no, that's okay, thank you.
But they're already in your space trying to do it.
Like, it is so. How do you navigate that? Like, it's so hard.
Do you not fucking understand English? I said, I got this. Yeah.
It's
Go
awkward,
away.
isn't
It
it?
is awkward.
'Cause
But
you-
and then they, no, I insist.
Yeah.
And then you're almost, I'm like, I think, with like 20 kilo bag of, pet food, it's
Yeah.
like,
Yes,
I insist,
pet
it's like,
food.
no, I got it, and you're back and forth.
then you're fighting
rip
with
it out of
them.
their hands
I know.
and chuck it on your shoulder and just,
Yes. And
The
then you
offer
feel
is-
like the bitch.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, look, I appreciate, I'm not saying that I don't appreciate, like, that's a very lovely thing to do is the offer,
Yeah.
and I know that, and that's all wonderful, but it's just awkward because I'm like, no, I'm good, thanks.
Yeah.
But then
And
I
you
feel
should
like
only
I'm
have to-
that horrible person, like,
Oh, I
if you're
offered,
gonna offer,
someone
you
help
offer to
today,
everyone.
and
It's
she
not
said no,
just pick 'em
and
out.
because everyone's like, oh, we need to help each other more, and it's
Yeah.
all about which is great.
Yeah.
But then they offer help, you're like, no, I'm okay. They're like, oh, well, she didn't even want any help.
and I feel sometimes
Do you know what,
like they
though?
look at Shannon, like they don't say to Shannon, do you want a hand to the car?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I don't have that problem with my husband. He just works on the wood splitter while I pick up big fucking
Well, you do the work, don't you?
carry it over. Here you go.
No, but like if you're in a shop, what like pet food scenario. If Dino was buying the pet food, would they say to Dino, "Oh, would you like me to
you
take
need
it
a
out to the
hand?
car for you?"
Big burly man like him.
No. But
if
you
you-
can out squat, press,
He's
and
got nano
anything,
knees.
Dino.
He probably needs help.
He probably does need help.
Probably needs a bit
He
of
probably
help.
does
But they
need
wouldn't
help.
consider that. They would just see a man,
Yep.
a big, strong man.
A walking fridge.
The walking fridge.
A walking
And
fridge.
then-
Don't know that he probably needs 2 knee replacements.
I know. So just, you know what? I reckon, so that's good. See, I feel good. Like,
Assess the
offer
situation.
it to everyone.
That's it.
It's all or nothing.
never
Offer
know.
it to everyone or don't offer it to anybody.
Yeah.
And you know what this makes
Yeah.
me think? Is when you go to a CrossFit competition, what someone looks like doesn't
Portray
tell you about what they're
often.
capable of.
That's exactly, and that was another point.
Looking person isn't necessarily
They may
the
not.
fittest
They might
person.
just be
Yeah.
working on a calorie deficit.
And you get women of all shapes and sizes,
go.
and
Yep.
some of the shit that those women can do
It's
is
amazing.
just phenomenal.
Yes, and that is literally, that brings us to my next point. Is like people always go on about like so it's like, when people first either A, they find out you do CrossFit, or B, that someone says to them, "Oh, you should go and try CrossFit," and they go, "Oh, but I don't want to get huge,"
Yeah.
or "But I don't want to."
Yeah.
It kills me because it's just like we do not. I mean, look, it's hard because it's almost like, so when you start CrossFit, it's not like I don't want to get huge, but you're like, oh, I'm going to get a little bit toned and I'll do whatever.
I wanna
There
get- I wanna get huge.
Yeah, there's a point. There's a point when you start hulking out of uniforms and stuff, and you go, yes, bitch, go and get huge, and you just want to like big massive lats, big guns, quads like Cara Saunders, like, and be scoot around like,
Carrying buckets.
finish him.
But everybody's so different. So genetically, everyone's like, some people are going to gain more muscle than others because they're genetically,
That's it. What are you predisposed?
to that. You look
Yep.
at someone like Tia Claire Toomey, she weighs about 7 kilos less than me.
Yeah.
Now, she can clean and jerk well over 100 kilos.
Yep.
And she can run and swim, and she's just
Do it all.
phenomenal.
Yep.
Yeah.
Tightly packaged.
Yep.
She's
You
just
know,
a
she's
little
a small,
chicken
she's a
nugget.
size
Little
small in her
rocket.
clothes because
That's exactly right.
she's got no fat
How
on
tall
her.
is she?
Yep.
You got the muscle,
She
more
very tall?
dense.
No, she's
doesn't take
so
up as much space.
Yep.
Muscle doesn't take up as much space.
It doesn't.
No.
It doesn't. You know what? I reckon they should bring back. The old school. You would have had this, like with your work. Of, when they give like the 2 kilos of lean mass and then the 2 kilos of fat examples. Do you know that? It's like. This is the difference. Because it's like people that, oh, but I weigh this on the scales. Fuck the scales. Put the scales into the bin and leave them there. It's like BMIs.
Yeah.
Like, I am morbidly obese in BMIs.
Yeah.
Like, my
I
God.
believe that.
Just move on.
Yeah.
Just.
Scales do my head in. I could not tell you the last time I got on a set of scales.
Yeah.
If you want to
I
improve
just-
your metabolic rate, your basal metabolic rate,
Yep.
get more muscle mass.
That's exactly right.
Men have a high basal metabolic rate because of their muscle mass.
That's exactly
you
right.
can eat more
Yeah.
if you
It's a
have
good
muscle.
So
time.
much food.
It's such a good
Lift
time.
the weights and eat all the food. Like, that's what I mean.
You
And
can drink more when you go out.
And it's so
Get on the
free.
You're going to
Meat and
metabolize
beer.
that alcohol faster. That fat don't do shit.
But that's what I mean, and I think, you know what, it comes back to, which it's like I always think with people, like, oh, I don't want to do CrossFit, I don't want to get huge, I don't want to do whatever. 2 things are going to happen. Either A, you're going to get, like, you're going to look bloody good because you've got, you increase your muscle mass and you decrease your fat. Yep, because there's nothing worse than skinny fat people. Like,
no.
Skinny fat's the worst type
skinny
of fat.
fat kills me. It's like, get a bit of definition. Like, come on, you've got this, So it's
Makes
like,
me
all right, so there's
uncomfortable.
nothing worse than skinny fat, but you'll either you'll get a bit of definition and you'll think, yeah, good for me,
Yeah.
or you'll do what's happened in our situation, and you look and you think, yeah, I want to look like a games athlete though. And you look at that and you and yes, there are people out there that think, oh no, I do not want to look like that, and
Yeah.
that is fine.
Yeah, that's
But
totally
there's
cool.
a point sometimes when you start CrossFit and you look and you go, yeah, like
Yeah.
yes,
It's like a switch almost.
it is, isn't it? And they just look. See, to me, they look amazing. And I would love to.
they
look
do.
like
100%.
And then at the end of the day, and I think, do I want to train for 6 hours?
I know.
And do I want
I
to
know.
not have my donuts and
Yeah.
my...
Do I
I'm
want
like,
to use count my macros?
I'll just watch them.
I'll
and
just watch
do,
them.
I'll
Do you know what, though?
Watching or
If someone was going to pay me
I'll be
to
the
do
best
it,
version
oh
of
yeah,
me.
and
whatever
if
I
it was
do.
my job, I'd be okay.
if it was my job, I had a nutritionist,
Yep.
a million personal trainers for each whatever. Oh,
It
I'll
will
be
help
like,
with
all
the
Also
right
the genetics,
then.
you know,
There is.
these guys are freaks, you know,
Yeah.
they're, you know, they've got that genetic
That's
capability.
exactly right.
And,
I'm happy to be on that.
you
freak
know, we
train.
could do as much training and eat like them.
And it's just,
you know,
and the thing is, that comes back to what you were saying before,
Yeah.
and that's what I notice on a regional level, right? So, games athlete wise, you can see their genetic predispositions, like flat out, like say Cara Saunders, right?
yep.
She's dense,
She
and
had,
she's
she had
strong.
massive
Amazing.
quads when she was a toddler.
That's exactly right. So she's obviously Tia, tiny but muscly. Annie, very long, but you can tell like she's very core predisposed.
Yeah.
So you can see that, right? When you take that back to a regional run of the mill everyday chick that doesn't, that's not their profession and that's not their job, and whatever. And
don't
they
train
come
for
to
6
CrossFit
hours
for
a
1 or
day.
2 hours a day and they enjoy it and it's their social thing. There is a lot to be said for not, as you said, judging people at a regional CrossFit level as what they look like.
Yep.
Because
Yes.
I have seen amazing, massive chicks. And when I say massive, I mean tall,
Okay,
6 foot something. And they're, that sort of genetic background of an islander or something like that.
Yeah.
And you see them and we go to a comp and they squat clean 160 kilos and you think, wow. But you know
Wow.
what? In the next heat, they turn around and they're doing handstand push-ups, butterfly pull-ups, and they are running past you and you think, you are amazing.
Yeah.
And it's just because they don't have the time or the, it's not their job or whatever
Yeah, they don't
to
do it all day.
lean it back a little bit or do whatever. But you see them and it's mad respect.
But even if you are lean, I remember Jamie Hagier, I think now she's called Jamie Joyce, was always a bit messed up in terms of no matter what, she never had a six-pack. But it's like this expectation
Okay.
Yeah.
of having a six-pack. And what I really hate, and if you're watching out there and you do this, and you're on Instagram and you do one of those, what we call now thirst pics, where you're standing in front of the camera going, I really need to dial in my nutrition with your six-pack showing. And then you show me a picture 8 weeks later of just a bit more defined fucking six-pack about your body fucking transformation.
We had this conversation in here the other day because you know what I get sick of on Thirst Trap Thursdays? I get sick of people who have a shitty calorie deficit that lift 3 kilo dumbbells twice, do 2 squats above parallel, and walk on the treadmill for 5 minutes, and they do this photo. They lift this, they lift this, and they do this. Everyone has a six-pack when they lift their fat up and go, hello. And then they write Thirst Trap Thursday, gains, or something. And you know what? I feel bad because obviously there's a time and a place for that. But, we are known here for just telling it as it is.
Do you know what I'm
and
just
that
saying?
Makes me irate.
Also, they're probably standing there under certain lighting.
Yes.
That also
Angles.
shadows.
Angles.
Yes, and the angles.
Yep.
And it's probably taken half an hour to get that one photo.
I know. There's
one.
25
Keep it real.
on their
I
reel.
mean, at the end of the
Yeah.
day, if you want a six-pack, the things you've got to sacrifice
Oh.
are a whole lot of enjoyment in life.
I would
So
rather
it's up to
have
you.
my
If you want to
six-pack
be a miserable
insulated.
bitch for 10 weeks
Yes.
just to get your six-pack or whatever,
You do you then.
you do you.
I had a coach
But
a
I'm
million
not
years ago
prepared,
that said to me,
you know.
six packs are made in the kitchen.
Yep.
And that's all he used to say to me. He's like, you want a six pack?
It is.
They're
It
made in
comes
the
down to
kitchen.
diet.
Yeah, it does.
And
100%.
even then, if you don't have
Yeah.
that sort of genetic, like
Predisposition.
Jamie Hagier,
Yeah, yeah.
wouldn't
Or
matter
even
how lean
Camille.
she got.
Camille LeBlanc Bazinet.
Yeah, wouldn't-
you look
yeah.
at her. She's, that it's a genetic thing.
Yep.
And she looks
100%.
great. She looked great in her
And
CrossFit career.
they both look
but she was
phenomenal.
never ripped in
Yeah.
the ab department in her CrossFit career.
But there's
her
an
core strength.
expectation
Oh,
from that they were meant
appreciate
to.
so
Like
much
Sam Briggs.
appreciation.
Yeah.
What, because you're not quadzilla, you can't
Yeah.
squat or you can't do stuff? She's amazing. And she's like,
Best biceps in the business.
I
I
know.
like that. Best biceps in
They are, they're
business.
pretty good, aren't they?
Oh,
I know. I'm jealous of them.
that's
I
very
would love
nice.
them.
But no.
Yeah.
I was just focusing on I prefer, and this is why I do CrossFit. I love it because I want to get better and be able to do stuff. And for me, it's that focus on what I can do rather
It's
than
the
how I
doing.
look. And how you look kind of
Yeah.
takes care of itself.
It does,
if
doesn't
you do
it?
something consistently and long enough, and you
That's
put in
it.
the
Yeah,
the
Put in the work.
That's exactly right.
You know,
Yep.
Just that
It won't take
smooth
you much
sailing.
to stand out.
None of
when
this.
You've got most of the population
Yo-yoing is the worst thing.
unfit and
That's exactly
overweight.
right.
So
Yeah, definitely, especially a female demographic as well. Like,
Yep.
my God. And you know what? I'm much happier to have insulated abs because they're under there. I know they're under there. They're under there. Like,
They're there.
I can GHD all damn day, honey. Hey. But they're insulated with my donut, and I am more than happy to pop the top and leave the donut out because at the end of the day, come and do what I'm doing, and we'll talk about it later because I'm more focused on what can I do, like how much more can I lift, how long can I hold my sets to toe to bar, how can I do more handstand push-ups, how can I walk on my hands, how can I do all this cool stuff, and then it's like, and I'll have a donut.
And to do all that, you need to fuel your body.
Oh my God, I know.
To do all
Eat
that,
the food.
you need to
Eat the
eat.
food.
big difference. I know
eat.
when I'm too busy and I forget to eat, it makes a massive
Useless.
Yeah.
Absolute dog shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Try and go for like a run or lift. Like either or. Like it happens both ways. It's not just cardio. Cardio or lifting, try and do that when you've
Not eaten for
unintentionally had a severe calorie deficit for the day.
You've just been
Shit
busy
house.
at work, haven't
Yeah.
had time to eat. Then, I've
Shit
got to get
house.
to the gym and
Yeah.
I've got to train.
Just
and
eat.
But even now, you know, like, so what, it's about 7 years CrossFit, so I started after having kids.
Yes.
So, you know, I couldn't do a push-up even on my knees, like
Yep.
I was just struggling, you know, overweight.
Yes, everybody
And it's
is.
just over the long term, and I'm thinking, when am I going to decline? When I'm still improving, you know,
Yeah.
I'm still PBing like bench press.
yeah,
Yeah.
wow.
You know, still, obviously it takes longer for me to recover, I've got to look after my body a bit more differently.
Yeah.
But it's like,
And that's the thing, the
And so
recovery.
you know what you don't realise, and that's what, like, you were the reason that I was okay when I was pregnant, thinking, well, if I have to have a Caesar, I have to have a Caesar. Because I knew, in my brain, was fully justified because you'd had 3, and I obviously I've trained with you forever. So it feels like forever, 7 years. But, like, I know what you're capable of. And, so, I mean, since I've known you, CrossFit and Leechy, you do every year, regardless of how you're feeling or whatever, regardless if it's a small one or a big one, you improve.
yep.
And so for me going in, I was like, oh yeah, I can have a Caesar, I'm all good, because Leechy's had 3. So that's literally how my brain worked, because I was like, because you don't get a lot of that. I mean, it's getting better now, especially with the CrossFit athletes being pregnant and having pregnancies.
Yeah.
And we had this conversation the other
Yes.
day. But to me, I was like, and a lot of people have asked recently, but I knew within myself, right, so I just need to have a level of fitness going in. Then I need to just try and hold on and make sure that, you know, I'm healthy and I'm fit while I'm pregnant. We'll do what I can while I'm pregnant, and then afterwards we'll just see what happens.
Yep. It's
Take it
9
as it
months of your
comes.
life. You got to expect that amount of time
Yep.
to get back.
That's
and
exactly right, to be back in the game.
Yep.
But knowing that, like say I had you to look at and all these, and other women in here that maybe they didn't even do CrossFit, they didn't do half, like I know, you know, mums in here or that have done CrossFit or I've trained before, they didn't even do fitness before having children. And then they've had children and the kids have grown up a little bit and they've joined their fitness journey later in life. Like they've joined their fitness journey, you know,
The kids
midway
could
through
be
their
like
life, and then they're
10 or something.
beasts. Like it's so good. It's just it's a nice feeling to go, well, you know, maybe actually, and it was the other day. I thought to myself, shit. First time I thought it, maybe I can actually be better.
No.
Like
Yeah,
that's
it. And
yep.
and for me, like now, okay, maybe I can't, you know, in terms of the high intensity stuff, you know, like that might, you know, not be as good in recovering, but skills, I can always get better at skills.
Yeah.
You're training your brain. So
Just
you think
keep
about
doing
dementia
it
and all
over
of
and over
that,
and
you're
over.
training your brain constantly.
That's exactly right.
My bone density is amazing, even though I've had asthma and been on steroids, you know, most of
Yeah.
my growing up.
Yep.
And that's actually been a result of
Lifting.
CrossFit. So
Yep. Lifting, and especially as a female,
Yep.
like because ours decreases from such an earlier age. Like I don't know what it is now. It's like 45 or something. It starts to
Yeah, so like, you know, particularly
Something
from
like that.
menopause, because estrogen plays a really important role
exactly
in bone density.
Yeah.
Yep, and so if you're not getting your periods, you're not having sufficient estrogen.
If you, that is a red flag, red flag, red flag. If you don't get your period, red flag. My God, and that's periods was on the list because people don't know what they're doing
Because-
either.
Yeah.
you go back and there's
Yeah.
great studies done that comparing female runners and gymnasts, both notorious for under-eating
Yep.
and being underweight, not getting their periods. the gymnastics was protective because of the type of stuff they were doing,
Yes.
the plyometrics and the impact on the
Yep.
bones that protected their body density. But, you accrue bone mass up until you're sort of in your 20s and you reach a peak bone mass. Then you're kind of trying to hold on to it.
Just
dear
keep it,
life.
maintain
and
it.
there's always an inevitable decline with aging.
And now, and
physical
females
activity
declines
is the best
sooner
thing
than
you can
men's.
do. Lift weights,
Being a
jump
female's
around.
great.
Yep. Plyometrics and lift weights.
Yep.
Lift the weights. Lift so much
Yep.
weights.
It's not
Just
just
lift-
cardio,
lift
not
them.
just getting skinny, because that
No.
won't help your bones.
No, that's exactly right. And you know what the thing is? The perception of like, I need to get skinny because I need to lose fat. And most of them actually just need to tone up. So
Use what you've got.
use the weights, like
Use what you've got.
tone the muscle up.
And learn some skills, have some goals.
Have some
it makes
fun
it
with
fun.
it too. Yeah.
So
Like,
much to work on. I still can't do a whole lot of shit, and I'm still working it. Like, it frustrates
The list
the
is
hell out of me.
long.
I was just going to
The
say,
list
it's
is
like
long.
you work on one thing and then something else happens. You're like, oh, but I want to work on that
always
as
something to
well.
work on.
There's like
I
20
know.
million things on the
There's
list.
a million things
You're
to do.
always, if you're coming to CrossFit, you're going to be shit at stuff. It's
Oh,
just
absolutely. That's why it's fun, because it's never the same. Like, you're not going and doing this repetitive, boring gym
Oh,
program.
just
You're coming in,
constant
having a laugh
repetition.
with everyone, but on top of that, you're like, a lot of people, they might all of a sudden be like, holy shit, I haven't done a handstand for 20 years. And then you've got them handstanding
Yeah.
on a wall, and they're like, oh, how cool is that?
This is fun.
Yeah, and they might go home to like their middle-aged children and be like, hey, I did handstands or whatever today.
I can do a handstand.
Like, cool parent vibes, hello.
use
Yeah.
it or you lose it. Even when I'm injured now, just got to keep moving.
Oh, absolutely.
Otherwise-
Yes, there's always a way.
Always away.
There's always
Use
a
it or
way.
lose it.
find
Love
it.
it.
Periods, menstruation, like
Periods.
the
It happens.
ovaries. The
Doesn't happen,
ovaries
it
are
really
important.
happens, doesn't it? Women really do.
They
you
do,
know, monthly.
yeah.
We
yeah.
actually-
You know, I read a thing the other day.
Means we can have kids
and
and
it's an
shit.
average of 10 years of your life you spend bleeding. 10 years. Did
Oh,
you know that? I read it and I was like, oh, that's shit. That's
We get
That's
the
a
rough,
bad
we get the rough end of the
statistic.
stick. I mean, come on.
I know. It's awkward, isn't it? It's
Women,
really awkward.
yeah, being a female,
There's a lot going on.
there is a lot.
There's a lot.
Constantly.
I
It's like
know.
it's constant. There's
Yeah.
constantly something going on.
There is, and,
Oh,
that's
no.
and that's what that's what I was saying before. Like, if you're a female, you're a female, right?
Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
you don't get your period, what is wrong?
Yes, there's something
like
wrong.
red
Yeah.
flags.
Yeah, red flag.
Huge.
It's part of
Something
what should
is wrong,
happen.
because that's one of the first things that goes, because it's like, oh, hang on, you know what, we won't do that because we're in the Sahara Desert and we're about to be eaten by wolves, so we'll cut that off because we don't need that, and we'll use all that energy and all those resources to keep the organs like our liver and that running and our heart pumping so that we can stay alive.
Yeah. We're not in an era of concentration camps.
No,
There's
we're
more
not.
food.
There's more food,
than we need around us.
Exactly, and so
We have everything we need.
and that brings the next point. So the thing is, obviously, so if you're not getting one, holy shit balls, sort that shit out.
Yeah,
Like,
you need to
my
check that
God,
out.
there is something wrong with you. The next thing is, training-wise, people not understanding how it fluctuates, like cycles and how it works and all that sort of stuff. Like, it is absolutely fascinating, especially from my side of things as a trainer, for the lack of females and understanding their own cycles and their own bodies. Now, I'm a data person. You know what I'm a data person. I love the Garmin app for
Yep.
Tracking.
tracking.
It's brilliant for that.
It's so easy
Yep.
to.
And it'll alert you. You know,
It'll alert you. Oh, your period might come in 3 to 4 days.
a bloated frog for the next.
Yeah, and you know what I like? They're little fun facts. They're little fun facts of
Yeah.
like, you
And they're
may be
good.
feeling bloated this week because of whatever.
Yeah.
Or it might say to you, oh, your levels are this, so you're going to enjoy strength
You're
training
going to feel
more
like
this
eating
week
a block
rather than
of chocolate
cardio.
right now, but we recommend you go some
Yeah.
more fibrous
Yeah,
vegetables.
absolutely.
Fibrous.
Someone's going to die today if you don't eat some chocolate.
I like that one.
Do you know what I mean? But the lack of knowledge, and I think like it's part and parcel of your training. Like, it's no different. Like, tidy it up, organise yourself. Like, understand your body, because it's
Yeah.
no point beating yourself up because you didn't get a PB squat or you can't
Yeah.
run as fast this week. Understand
Because,
why.
yeah.
And it's interesting, do you follow with your Whoop as well? How that, like, I notice,
Yes.
I reckon it's about 2 days prior, I have this kind of real dip in terms of
Yep.
my energy.
My sleep
where
and
I
shit.
just feel dreadful training.
Yep, absolutely.
And I'm usually in the
Horrendous.
red, and it's usually 2 days, you know? It's,
And the bloating.
Bloating.
And mine's crazy, the food. like the 3 or 4 days before, and I
Yeah.
laugh because I reckon even the boys here half the time they'll be like, should we just take
You
us
get
into
hangry.
these?
You get kind of in that.
We'll just bring
hangry
snacks
stage.
to the gym.
Irate.
Yeah.
Like I am never full. There's not. It's like I can't eat. I'll
You
just
can't
eat
fill your
pasta and pasta and
tummy.
pasta, or eat
And
all
it's
this
really that
Oh,
wanting
yeah.
carbs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Starchy
Definitely.
carbs,
Definitely.
big bowl
Yeah.
of potatoes or bulk
And
pasta.
it hits you, but then that
and-
reinforces the bloating. So it's like a vicious little cycle for a
Isn't
week.
it?
Speaking of
Angry
a
little
cycle,
thing in
like,
there. Yeah.
and then there's the sweet, the chocolate, and
I know, and craving the sweets. It's rough, isn't it?
I always crave the sweet part of it in the evening.
Yes.
Always.
Yeah. Yeah.
Always.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you'll see that week the giant muscle tanks come out. And
And then people, and on top of that too, people
you just feel blah.
and you know what though, people go, oh, like I won't go to the gym because I've got my period. or
Oh
something.
yeah. Oh, I can't.
It's the time to go.
because I've got my period. I better not.
You'll
Drink.
feel better.
Yes and no.
Like, but you'll feel better. Like
6 a.m. I sometimes
No.
can't get in my head.
yes, very much. It depends on the time of day. Very much so. Go to a 6:30 p.m. class when you've
I
got
need
your
to feel
period.
organised.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because otherwise it can turn from like to
Only one to 2
Spoon
days.
feeding in the
Depending-
Teller or
That's usually 1 to 2 days. Right?
It is,
That's-
yeah.
And I will always still do something
Yeah.
on that day.
yeah. And I think the thing is
And
too,
I
like,
might be feeling a bit precious, and you don't want to see me when I'm feeling a bit precious.
yeah.
That's
I do,
okay.
and
all do it.
and that's the thing as well. It's like just understanding that as well. I reckon is like male trainers and stuff. They're getting better at it these days.
Oh,
Comps are a little
100%.
bit
Yeah.
stressful because I like, if it's just before I know I'm just going to feel really flat.
yeah.
I find it, that's a little bit
That's
stressful.
about 3 bags
and then,
of Sour
And then
Patch
because you're in
Kids.
Portaloo Central,
I know.
that's stressful.
Well, you know
again.
what is worse, which has been a horrendous time, is triathlons.
Oh, God.
Oh.
So do you know the Sunshine Coast Ironman when I was so violently unwell? On top of that, it was my period may come midway through this race or it may not.
But
like-
just a tri-suit on, yeah.
Yeah, but it's like
But
I've
yeah.
got to run a half marathon after that. Like after I've sat on the bike, if it decides to arrive while I'm here, it's not like I'll just quickly do this and then I can go and have a shower or whatever. It's like I'm going to be out here for
And
another
that'll
3
be
hours.
the time where you get the really intense cramping.
Cramping.
Yeah,
exactly.
the
and I get
build-up
cramping
to it
running
coming
anyway.
in.
So I was that stressed out and I was so unwell and I think it was because of that as well.
Yep.
Because going in the
'Cause
altitude.
I get nausea as well.
Mixed it all up and it was such a rough time. And I thought to myself, I remember riding and I was looking around thinking, I wonder how all these other chicks, I wonder how how this goes.
What their strategy is,
Yeah,
if it's
how it
happening
sort of
to
works.
them, maybe.
And I noticed from then, which I don't know if I hadn't thought of it before or they just hadn't fallen when I'd had one, I'd been lucky. But I'd noticed at transitions, and I've still noticed it again, like when you go in to rack your bike or you're looking or whatever,
Yeah.
some people in their race belt, they just might have like a couple of tampons or whatever.
Yeah.
Slip on
Because, there's portaloos. Yeah, there's portaloos. There's portaloos.
Run in, slip it in, run back out.
Imagine that. Sorry, bro. I'm just gonna on the bike.
Just next to the bike. Before I get on my bike.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
You gotta do it. Can you just hold this towel up for me?
literally-
Stella finished that marathon. He had to do
He
it
shot
perfectly.
himself.
He got it done.
When you've got to go, you've got to go.
You do whatever you
do
have
what
to
you gotta do.
to get the job
But
done.
I found it
It's
interesting
just a body. It's just
because you think,
stuff.
would people cancel events? Would people do stuff? And it's
Well,
just
maybe.
like it's not talked
and the
about enough,
training
is
that
it?
you've done for this event.
I suppose a lot of
would
people,
you
if they're
risk
on the pill,
cancelling?
would probably
Just skip
organise it.
That's
skip
exactly
It's like, I'm
right.
just gonna
They can skip
completely
it or
skip
do
that.
whatever.
Whenever I did that, when I was like, that would make me feel worse.
Oh, I could
like-
not skip on. No,
That was
no,
never-
that was
never
rough.
for
And
me.
that's another thing too. Like people understanding that when they're training, because that's gonna if you continually do that, you're gonna get that bloated. And feel
Sometimes
shit.
I think when I come up to competition, I get so stressed that it kind of affects it anyway. Like it's
Exit on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it's interesting the
but
way
then
it all
but you
works.
know what? That's the thing. If you track it and you've got your Garmin or you've got an app or whatever,
Yeah, you can be
you're
organised.
not caught off guard.
Yep.
That's what I like about it. You're not caught off guard.
Maybe I need to
It
get.
tells you. The Garmin one's a good one.
Yeah.
I recommend the Garmin
I
one.
recommend
I
it.
recommend the Garmin one.
Okay.
Yeah, and then a little friendly
Going
reminder.
cheap at Rebel at the moment.
They are.
Yeah, I know. I was very
Plug.
hard. I was so
Sponsor
tempted.
already.
And
Just a
then-
little
and
sprig
then
there.
the kids are like, can I have yours, Mum? It's like, maybe.
Oh, maybe.
Not tempting.
Black Friday sales.
Oh,
Oh no.
What have we
It's
covered?
been a big episode.
It has, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's been, we've covered hair, we've covered
Leg-
periods, we've covered
Activewear.
food, outfits, jocks.
Jock, yeah.
What else have we covered?
Everything.
Lots.
First picks.
First picks. how to take your first strap first. Oh, Christ. Please no. I can't even. Yeah.
The boys.
She's like, I'm out. We're out. I'm out.
I'm out.